I want to play some for you, okay?
Of that plan to ban supersized sodas in New York City, there's now a push to decriminalize public possession of marijuana in small amounts. Same city. Back with us now to weigh in is the host of the O'Reilly Factor, Bill O'Reilly. Now, we talked about this on Culture Warriors last Thursday. You were sort of indifferent about Mayor Bloomberg's ban.
Well, I understand the overarch that we have a very serious problem in this country with obesity. And, look, but I'm a big personal freedom guy. That if you want to look a certain way or you want to consume a beverage or eat a food, you should be able to. However, we have to pay, every old taxpayer has to pay for an enormous amount of medical procedures in this country, most of which are driven by bad diet. I actually changed my diet. I'm not going to, get into this, but I actually knocked out all the wheat in my diet, all right? And I'm telling you, the difference is amazing.
Feel better?
I was never chubby, but a lot like allergies stopped and stomach, except when I have to come on here, stomach ache stopped, all of that, because I just knocked out the wheat.
Yeah.
But if you look in your cabinet, everything is wheat.
Right. But you did it yourself. You took personal responsibility to change it yourself.
But what Bloomberg's the message is that, listen, it's okay to have a good time and comfort food, but if you overdo it, everyone's going to have to pay for that. It's like smoking.
Stop?
Everyone's going to have
Where
to pay.
Where does it stop? Even his own city council in the last couple of days has said, what about, it is. It is because the city council is against it, but apparently the Department of Health can just say, yep, we don't really care what the public
All right,
thinks.
well, look, if that's the case, if you can't buy, then you, as you pointed out, buy 2 8-ounce sodas if you want to have a 16-ounce soda, okay? So there's always a way around it. The bigger story is the marijuana story, and this is about racism. This is a racial story, not a drug story. Here in the city, we have stop and frisk policy, which has brought crime way down in New York, way down. Okay? And what that is the cops know who the wise guys are. They know who the dealers are. They know who the punks are. And they know who the muggers are. And they try to get these guys on anything. It's like getting Al Capone on tax evasion instead of murder. All right? So they know these guys carry pot and other drugs, and they stop and they frisk and they find them and they send them into the system. That's what drives crime down. Get them off the street. The left hates that. Hates it. Because it is racial profiling, but it's really criminal profiling. However, there are a number of people who are stopped and frisked who don't have anything, and they get angry, and I understand that. Right. But it's a crime-fighting technique that they're now going to take away from the NYPD, and mark my words, street crime in New York will go up because of that.
All right, we always mark your words. We watch every night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. The great Bill O'Reilly, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me in, guys.
Kelly Lincoln, a great Father's Day.
Don't be surprised we have lunch together.
You think so?
Bill will be here early.
Great.
He'll give an opportunity.
You're buying.
No wheat.
Okay.
Bill O'Reilly defended what he rarely called racial profiling in New York during his Tuesday appearance on Fox News morning show Fox and Friends. O'Reilly charged that Governor Andrew Cuomo's proposal to decriminalize small amounts of marijuana possession had more to do with racial profiling than drugs. Cuomo called New York State's current marijuana laws inconsistent since it is considered a violation to possess marijuana in private and a crime to show it in public. According to the governor's office, an overwhelming majority of arrests for possession of small amount of marijuana occurred in New York City, where the police department uses the extreme contentious stop and frisk policy. This is about racism, O'Reilly said. This is a racial story, not a drug story. O'Reilly said the city police used the stop and frisk policy, which is highly controversial because it overtly targets people of color, because the vast majority of people stopped have committed no crime, as a way of arresting individuals for small offenses when they are really after them for larger crimes. The cops know who the wise guys are, who the dealers are, who the punks are, and they know who the muggers are. And they're trying to get these guys on anything. O'Reilly said that the left hated the stop and frisk policy because it's racial profiling, but argued it's really criminal profiling. O'Reilly later predicted that if street crime will rise when Cuomo bill passes, mark my word, he said, street crime in New York will go up. Okay, now I got some mixed feelings on this one. Brothers and sisters out here who have done no crime have been harassed, not just in New York, but all across this country. Brothers and sisters have been murdered, not just in New York, but all across this country. There are brothers and sisters who have smoked small amounts of marijuana, and marijuana hasn't done anything to anybody, but they've made it illegal because that's another way of putting people in prison, especially people of color. Because when you are, how can I put this? And I'm not trying to make any excuses for it, but when you are marginalized or stressed out, or you're just trying to be cool and do what everybody else do, sometimes you make bonehead decisions. You go out there and you smoke weed. Now, you can alcohol can be legal, but marijuana has the same effects of alcohol. If not, alcohol is actually worse than marijuana, but it's legal. We went through prohibition and saw how that worked out. But the thing is, this is why I said they're never going to legalize marijuana, because it's a cash cow for the prison system, for the law enforcement. And when Riley said that it was racial profiling, he was right. It's not about drug possession. It's about racial profiling. And the more men of color or people of color they can put out or put in prison, it's better for them. Now, when he starts talking about crime will go up, maybe, maybe not. But I'm going to tell you something. He says something that I agree. The police officers know who's doing what. Why don't they go after the source? But they won't do that. Like I said, they want it to get out into the streets. They want you to sell it because they know the laws are not going to change. And the only reason why white folks is now talking about they want to decriminalize because they see a cash profit from it. Or they don't, or they tired of them, their children getting busted for marijuana now because they're going after their ass. But I'm gonna tell you something. This is an easy way we can stop this shit. Brothers and sisters, stop buying this shit. Stop selling it. You don't want to be harassed. Don't y'all realize if you wouldn't be caught with, some brothers and sisters wouldn't be caught with that shit, you wouldn't get pulled over, wouldn't get harassed. And you know what you guys can turn around and do? Get your lawyer and sue the fuck out of the police departments or the city. But see, a lot of y'all don't think about it from that perspective. Some people just say they harassed me, and a lot of men have lost their lives because of these policies. Now, sometimes even a racist like Bill O'Reilly tells off on himself. He had it right. It was not about, and I repeat, it was not about drugs. It was about racial profiling. A lot of people forget that Professor Cornel West was arrested protesting this shit right around the same time Occupy Wall Street is going on. And where was the Occupy Wall Street is at? Nowhere to be found. Black men have gotten felonies for holding drugs. Marijuana. Now, cocaine, heroin, that's a totally different thing. It does make you do crazy things because you're trying to get that next high. But marijuana, I have never heard of anybody going on a killing spree smoking marijuana. Now, yeah, if you smoke too much of it, this shit does impair you. And if you got a job and it's a good paying job that has you doing things and they policies that you're not to be caught doing drugs or marijuana, be drunk on the job, and they fire you, they got that right. So I had employees come to work try to be high. I just sent their ass back home because they couldn't do anything. They was a danger not only to me, but the customers, but themselves and the crew. But I'm telling you, even a racist like O'Reilly would sit back and tell himself, he said it, it's racial profile. And the police departments around the country racially profile. And don't think because you got a black police officer, they don't do it because they get indoctrinated into that. Think about the men and women who have been shot down or of crimes that happened to them because of racial profiling. See, he don't want to go nowhere. He want to scare white folk. If you do this, it's going to go there. No, police officers can get you without using these damn laws. But as O'Reilly said, they know who's doing what. When I was in the military, we was trained on certain things to recognize certain patterns and certain behavior. Right now, if I was to go into any city across this country, I can tell you who your gangbangers are, who your drug dealers are, who's dealing guns. Because you pick up on certain things. That's why I say our police departments need to be reorganized. This is why, some people might get mad at me, and it's like Chicago, the crime is going on the west and south side of Chicago, people being shot down. They might need to bring the National Guard in this, just help the police department. But brothers and sisters, they're going to kill us. We're getting killed already. Crime will go down dramatic, but see, or I will say this, let veterans like myself who have that military training, we can make your problem disappear real quick. So you have to worry about these stop frisk laws or about brothers going to jail for drug possession. Even with my injuries and all, I'm still dangerous. Trust me. We'll make your crime problem disappear within 2 months, period. Lickety split. But some of y'all going to say, oh, you just talking shit, you crazy. No. We need to have this kind of attitude when it comes down to crime. Because they're going to keep pushing laws like this is going to justify racial profiling. You know how many innocent young men and women have gone to jail or lost their livelihoods because of police doing questionable things? There's videos all over YouTube of police officers planting drugs on brothers and sisters that haven't done anything. By the grace of God, that hasn't happened to me. But see, I know the law. I know how far it goes. Things that you can do. But the brother and sister who have never been exposed or don't understand, keep your mouth shut. Don't do certain things. Don't dress a certain way. But see, they do this. This is why I'm not no big hurry to go to New York or California or any of these other places like Texas, because I know what they own. It's bad enough here in Chicago, the Chicagoland area, I should say, or the state of Illinois. But listen to what O'Reilly said. Go back and read this paragraph. He basically told you what it was about. It was about racial profile. Even the racists blur out some honest at some point.